guys, today we're going to talk about how to factor trinomials. And when you factor trinomials, basically what you're doing is you're unfoiling them. We want to find out what two binomials you can multiply together to get the trinomial. And trinomial just means three terms, okay? And the largest term that we're going to be dealing with is going to be a squared term, so to the second power. So the way you're going to factor this trinomial, x squared plus 10x plus 24, is to look for factors of 24. Okay? And for this one, because both of these numbers are positive, let's just worry about positive factors for now. So we have 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. And then you look at your pairs of factors and you ask yourself, which of those factors add up to the number in the middle? In this case, it's pretty easy. It's 4 and 6, add up to 10. So my two binomials are going to be x. You're going to put an x at the beginning of both of them because x times x is x squared. And then your two factors, and then they're both positive, so you put plus sign. X plus 4 times x plus 6. And if we multiply this to check our work, sure enough we get first, x squared, outer, x times 6 plus 6x plus inner 4x plus 4 times 6 is 24. And then when you add 6x and 4x, you get the original trinomial. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a couple more because sometimes they get tricky when you've got a negative number in there. Pick a pen that works. Okay, n squared minus 11m plus 10. So first of all, we're going to look for factors of 10. So we have 1 and 10. We have 2 and 5. But our middle term is negative, and that tells me that one or both of these numbers is going to be negative. So not only 1 times 10 is 10, negative 1 times negative 10 is 10, and negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10, because when you multiply two negatives together, you get a positive. So if you look at these two and you're looking for which of those two factors add up to negative 11, it's easy to see it's negative 1 and negative 10. So when I write my two binomials, I'm going to put n at the beginning of both of them, since that's my squared term. And then I've got minus 1, minus 10. Okay? And now if I check my work, I have n times n is n squared. N times negative 10 is negative 10n. Negative 1 times n, negative 1n. And negative 1 times negative 10 is 10. And I add these two together and I get negative 11n. Okay? We'll do one more and I think you'll be good. Okay, so b squared plus 16b plus 64. Okay, now 64 has a lot of factors. You've got 1 and 64, you've got 2 and 32, you've got 4 and 16, and you've got 8 and 8. Okay, so You may be able to look at this, and the first thing that pops in your head, though, is that 64 is 8 times 8. But anyway, just for the sake of argument, put 64. Okay, so if you look at your factors, it's easy to see that 8 plus 8 is 16. So when I write my binomials, put my b first, 8 plus 8, and when I multiply, I get b squared plus 8b plus 8b plus 64. And 8b plus 8b is 16b. Okay? So that's how you do it. Let me know if you've got any questions. Thanks.